From Phantom Hitchhikers to haunted houses, here are 5 terrifying mysteries about ghosts that terrified the whole world. Number 5. The Ghost Train of Siberia. The first mystery is about a ghost train that was spotted in Russia. In January 2017, a local Siberian resident was walking home from work when he noticed something unusual up ahead. He saw the glowing lights of a train moving through the snow at night. That wasn't strange in itself, but what was strange was that there were no railroad tracks. The train was simply floating above the ground. The man tried to get closer for a better look, but then he heard a loud whistle and quickly ran out of there. Eventually, more people came forward claiming they had seen the train as well. Videos even started to appear online showing the ghost train chugging along without any tracks. And just like the first witness, the people in the videos would run away after seeing it. The train would vanish into thin air before reappearing somewhere else. No one has any idea what this train is or where it's going. Some think it could be a train from another dimension, while others think it could be a supernatural vehicle carrying spirits to their final resting place. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Now moving on to number 4, the Ghosts of Cana. Between 1968 and 1970, a gold mine called Cana was being constructed in Canada. Construction went smoothly until one day when everything changed. Suddenly, workers began to experience unexplainable things. One day, a worker found a bag of tools lying in the middle of a hallway, but they weren't his and he hadn't put them there. Then, one evening, someone heard a voice calling for help from inside a wall. When they investigated, they found a pair of steel-toed boots embedded in the concrete. These boots were never removed and remained there to this very day. Other sightings include shadows darting between buildings, shovels moving on their own, and tools disappearing only to be found later in different places. When the camp was finally abandoned in 1972, the supernatural activity seemed to stop as well. However, in 1991, construction resumed. Within a few days, the ghostly activity started again. This time, equipment was moving on its own, objects were shaking, and even a bulldozer ended up buried in a pile of dirt after seemingly driving off a cliff. The activity lasted only a couple of weeks before mysteriously stopping again. There are many theories about what caused all of this activity. The most popular theory is that two trappers who died in the area in 1911 are haunting the site. Moving on to number 3, the ghost ship of Japan. In 2015, divers in Japan made an incredible discovery. They found the wreckage of a ship that had been missing for over 100 years. The ship was named the Joyo Maru and was initially reported missing back in 1906. The divers were shocked to find it sitting on the ocean floor completely intact. But what made the discovery even more shocking was that it still had a crew on board. The crew consisted of 6 men, all of whom appeared to be frozen in place as if they had been turned to ice. Although the men looked human, they didn't seem to be rotting. It almost looked like they had just fallen asleep. The divers tried to move one of the crew members, but his finger remained stuck to the ship's wheel. It seems like whatever happened to these men, it also trapped their souls on the ship. Researchers believe that carbon monoxide poisoning may have killed the crew, but nobody knows for sure. Moving on to number 2, the Ghost of Lady Brown. The second mystery is about a ghostly woman known as Lady Brown. She haunts an old house in Scotland. One day a group of paranormal investigators was exploring the home when they heard a strange noise coming from the attic. They climbed up into the dusty attic and discovered a small hole in the ceiling. Peeking outside, they realized the hole led directly to a neighboring house. So why would there be a secret passageway between these two homes? As they explored the attic further, they discovered an old diary. The diary belonged to a woman who lived in the house over 100 years ago. Her name was Jean Brown, but she was known by her nickname, Lady Brown. The ghost of Lady Brown has been spotted by multiple witnesses, including Helen Campbell, who described her encounter with the ghost. She said, "I was at the top of the stairs when I saw the ghost of Lady Brown standing at the end of the landing looking down at me. She was wearing a long flowing white nightgown, and I could see the shine of her bare feet. She turned around and walked slowly back up the stairs, and then she vanished." Ever since this story was shared, many other people have come forward with stories of their own. Most say they hear footsteps or strange music echoing from the attic, while others say they've actually seen Lady Brown's ghost walking through the house. To this day, nobody knows what happened to her, and she continues to haunt the house. Finally, let's move on to number 1, the Phantom Hitchhiker. The last mystery is about a ghost that likes to hitchhike. Many drivers around the world have told stories about picking up ghosts in their cars. One of the most famous cases was reported by 2 young women. One evening, the friends were driving home from school when they decided to pull over and help a stranded hitchhiker. The girl in the passenger seat rolled down her window and asked the hitchhiker where he was headed. The hitchhiker replied that he was headed north. Oddly enough, that was the exact same direction that the girls were headed, so they offered him a ride. However, they soon realized something strange. The hitchhiker never got in the car. Instead, he simply stood there and watched them drive away. The girls stopped and turned around. When they got out of the car, they noticed that the hitchhiker had disappeared. Nobody has ever seen this hitchhiking ghost again, but many others have reported similar experiences. One driver even snapped a photo of a mysterious hitchhiker, only to realize when he looked back at the picture that there was no one there. Even stranger is that some people have claimed to see a ghost hitchhiker in the back seat of their car. Then, when they stop to investigate, they find nobody there. Others say they can feel a cold presence in their car and hear whispers in their ear, but when they look over, they see nothing. It's possible that these are all the same ghosts, but it's also possible that there are many ghostly hitchhikers out there looking for a free ride. Thank you for watching. Which of these mysteries terrified you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time.